Good morning, everybody. Welcome to World Cup Day 4. What watch along are we on now? Watch along number 6, would that be right? Watch along number 6, we'll say that, even if I'm wrong. We are thoroughly enjoying it here, and do make sure you get involved in the comments throughout what we hope is going to be another great 10 a.m. game. I don't know whether it will top yesterday and Saudi, but it is Morocco v Croatia this morning. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you see this one going? Particularly, get me your pre-game predictions in via the chat. Before we get to the teams and whatnot, let's have a little catch up on the goings on yesterday. So early in the day in Group C, it was Argentina 1, Saudi 2. Incredibly big shock, but later on, a helpful result for Argentina, given their defeat, was Mexico 0, Poland 0, which does make that group fairly tight. If you take Saudi out of it with 3 points, you've then got Mexico, Poland, and Argentina all within a point of each other. Maybe the Argentines will get away with it. In Group D, we had another nil-nil. That was the 1 p.m. between Denmark and Tunisia. And then we covered the French last night on the channel in the watch along 4-1. And they look pretty hefty, particularly the front three there with Mbappe and Giroud, Griezmann and Dembele. Coman coming on. They look fairly tasty, actually, I have to say, the French. So coming up today, I will only be here for the one watch along today. We won't be able to knock 2 out. I've got work in the middle of the day, then I've got parenting duties for the 4 p.m. and then I'll actually be on the Blue Monday stream talking Ipswich Town from 8 p.m. So going to really enjoy Morocco and Croatia, and then that's me for the day YouTube wise, which is a bit of a shame because look at the nations we've got coming up. Germany, always brilliant in World Cups. Germany, they play Japan. Then Spain, world champions in 2010. They play Costa Rica. And Belgium versus Canada. The Belgians, I said in the preview, I don't necessarily trust them. We seem to have been talking about a golden generation for the longest time now, but there you go. Right, get your predictions in. Give us a hello. Alistair, welcome. Ewan, legend. Peter, greetings from Hungary. Very nice too. Leon, didn't miss much in the... No, I've been told, normally we have it the other way round, that I end up picking the wrong games, but yeah, there we go. Chrissy Day, what a legend. Pleasure to keep you company, sir. One of my old friends, Chris, went to school with him. Great to hear from you. Germany, Japan could be an interesting game. I know. I'm over at the retirement village over there, helping out with their choir. So there you go. Nat, good morning, sir. It's very formal, very polite of you, Nat. Good morning to you too. And I'll call you sir back. Right, get your predictions in for this one. It is Morocco versus Croatia. Quite the hard one to call. It's one of those where both nations would be considered, outsiders for the actual tournament. But both nations have got sort of 2 or 3 really good players. So it's one of those where if they can work around their stars, you never know. I know it always ends up to be the same nations in the end winning, and when we get to the final 4, so to speak. But these are the ones, these are the disruptors. And of course, let's not disrespect the achievement of the Croats who got to the final in 2018. And of course, we all remember the semi-final because they beat England. A few of those players still banging about, let's just say, in that Croatian team. But let's do the Moroccans first. Yassine Bonu of Sevilla in goal. And there is one of the stars, Achraf Hakimi of PSG, is the right back, a Champions League player. Look, I know, particularly when we went through the French team yesterday, literally all Champions League players, weren't they? But there are a smattering around in the other nations. Naif Aguerd of West Ham is the right centre-back. Roman Saiz, a name that you will recognise, I believe, let me just click the button here. He's at Besiktas now, but was, of course, at Wolves from 2016 for 200 appearances as well. So a big favourite there for the Wolves. Left back, Nosir Mazraoui of Bayern. I think their entire squad's here at this World Cup, Bayern, isn't it? Hugely stacked. In the midfield, Azzedine Onuai. Down the middle, Sofiane Amrabat, plays for Fiorentina in Serie A. Selim Amala of Standard Liège in Belgium. Front right, Hakim Ziyech. That is a big star player, obviously plays for Chelsea in the Premier League. Another Sevilla player like the keeper, Youssef N. Nasri, is going to play down the middle. Boufal, Sofan Boufal, who didn't he used to play for Sunderland, is that right? Southampton, forgive me. Boufal is going to play front left. Let me know your thoughts. Any players you particularly like in that Moroccan team? Obviously, Ziyech and Hakimi down that right-hand side are the big names. For the Croats, in goal, Dominik Livakovic of Dinamo Zagreb. Borna Sosa of Stuttgart is the left back. Josip Juranovic of Celtic is the right back. Centre backs, Dejan Lovren, who seems to have been around for about 100 years, 33 now. He plays for Zenit. Gvardiol of Leipzig, highly rated, only 20 years old as well, the other centre half. There is Mateo Kovacic in central midfield, obviously a teammate of Hakim Ziyech, so maybe two of the big stars in this game. Not the biggest, we'll move on to that one in a second. Played for Chelsea. Brozovic of Inter was a huge problem for England, if you remember, in that semi-final. Obviously, we know England have beaten them since then, Croatia, in the Euros. But we all remember that performance. And we all remember the great Luka Modric essentially running the tournament, really, for Croatia and running Croatian football, essentially, for the longest time. Stunningly good player. Modric, and one of a few, we think, along with maybe Messi, maybe Ronaldo, maybe Lewandowski. I mean, Benzema's not here, but we think a few people might be their last World Cup. Modric is 37, but, well, probably play for another 10 years, couldn't he? Modric is so good and so fit. Niko Vlasic of Torino up top. Andrej Kramaric of Hoffenheim down the middle. And you'll recognise Ivan Perisic down the front left. Forgive me, someone remind me in the chat, who was the striker? I remember it was Modric, Rakitic and Brozovic did us in the midfield. What was the name of the striker who played for Juve, who scored the goal? I'll kick myself when I remember. What was his name? Scored the goal for Croatia against England in the semi-final. Oh, why can't someone's going to say it in the chat in just a second. I can't remember the guy's name. Huge strapping striker, really good player. Anyway, 2-1 Croatia, says Leon. Let's go to the comments. Mr. Radio Floyd, I will drink to that, sir. Good morning to you. $1.99 on the super chat. I've got a coffee. Oh, what was the name of that striker, guys? Thank you, Ricky Furnell. Don't you just hate it when you can't think of a name? Mandzukic. So I'm just trying to make the comparison to that brilliant 2018 team, and Rakitic and Mandzukic, the big focal point at the top. Ewan, good morning. Leon, Croat defence looks solid, agreed. Morning, Helen. Livakovic is a football manager legend. You love it. N. Nasri might light up this tournament. He's playing down the middle up top, only 25 for the Moroccans. Morning, Vindaloo. Milan Baras, what a player he was. Yeah, thinking Czech. God, what tournament was he really good at? Euro 2004, wasn't it? Barros. Didn't they have Jan Koller up front as well, the Czechs then? Amazing front two there. Hoping for a nice open game. I have my fingers crossed, BS Rugby. Draw for Ewan. Morning, Peter. As well, we are off and running Morocco versus Croatia. I will stick a 0-0 up here. I'm watching on ITV. We had a good debate, ITV versus BBC. I'm actually, having just heard Nigel de Jong speak, Hal Robson-Kanu and Joe Cole less so, but really enjoyed hearing Nigel de Jong speak. Obviously got to the final himself with the Netherlands in 2010. So I think I've still got ITV ahead of BBC. Let me know if you've got BBC ahead of ITV yourself. But we're on ITV this morning. I'll give you a timestamp. Remember, if you're watching on ITV Hub or on a smart TV, you might be just out. Remember to hit pause on me, but don't forget the chat will still move in real time if you want to avoid spoilers. And those people that turn the commentary off and have us going, more power to you. Right, 1 minute timestamp in 3, 2, 1, sync. We are 1 minute in. Clive Tilsley and McCoist is the best duo. Yeah, they're on Amazon, aren't they? Very good. I want to see Hakimi doing some marauding runs down the road. He's got to do some defending first. As Sosa, the left back, tries to get ahead of him, and it's going to be a goal kick to the Moroccans. There is their coach, Walid Reguagui. Again, all pronunciations throughout this World Cup are made in good faith. I'm very English. I only speak one language and pronounce every name as it would be said in English. So I hope no one's upset by that. I'm not going to attempt the localized dialect of how many teams are in the World Cup? 32, something like that, 40? I don't know. Right, the Croats are on the ball early in this game. Someone is down on the deck. Luka Modric. I suppose if you're a Morocco fan, it's probably where you'd like to see him. Not that we want to see anyone hurt, especially a player of that greatness. Just a little tread on the foot. Modric has sprung straight back up. Zlatko Dalic is the coach for the Croats. By the way, referee, because someone will always ask, Fernando Rapellini of Argentina crossed into the box, looking for Kramaric. Nothing doing there, not enough on the cross at all. Kramaric has been around a fair bit, obviously at Leicester City back not long after they'd won the title, January 2015. It says he signed for them. He was loaned out to Hoffenheim, and he's been with them ever since. His goal scoring record is brilliant by the look of it. 219 games, 101 goals for Hoffenheim. Very, very, very impressive. Stefan, never owned a TV. So it's all on your shoulders to tell me. That's impressive. Never owned a TV. I know plenty of people who have TVs but don't have the license because they don't watch anything in real time. But never owning one, that's impressive. Be interesting to do a study on two people's brains, one who'd never owned a TV and one like me who watches hours of TV every day, seemingly. Croatia trying to build up the attack down the right-hand side with Juranovic. All fairly stoic so far, I have to say. It's 2 times 4-3-3, so we've got symmetry here, and both teams kind of essentially cancelling them out. Who remembers Robert Prosinecki and Davor Suker, boss in Europe? Oh, Robert Prosinecki. Do you remember, Alexander? Prosinecki went to Portsmouth for, I think he was there for, I want to get my years right. Someone fact check me on this. He was there possibly under, was Harry Redknapp the manager? I might have got that wrong. He wasn't there for long, but he utterly took the mickey. And I don't think he could run at this point. He's in his 30s. Into the box comes Kramaric. Oh, lucky bounce there. Well, it was nearly a very unlucky bounce. Roman Saiz gets across and cuts it out. But yeah, Prosinecki, someone looked that up. Definitely played in the Championship for a while and absolutely took the mickey. Same as Merson for Portsmouth. That might be 2 different seasons I'm conflating there, but Prosinecki was definitely there. Corner to the Croats. Kovacic and Modric are going to take a short one. Probably got something up their sleeves. It's not short. Modric whips it to the back post. Well rehearsed, headed back in. It's still alive. Oh, weird clearance. He's kicked it into his own head there. It's bouncing about in the box. Morocco can't get it clear. I can't put my coffee down in the right bit of the table. Oh, very, very fraught there. And it's worked out. They've cleared their lines in the end. It was a clever corner that they took it short, Croatia, and then Modric pinged it right to the back corner of the area where one of the big lads was unmarked and headed it back in, which then caused havoc. Leon, why does it seem every team lines up 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3 at this tournament? And that does seem to be the trend, doesn't it? Remember, tactics are always very cyclical, and one of the most simplistic kind of strategies is to match up your opponents and get that symmetry. So that will be a reason, I guess. I think we'll see England particularly go to the back three once we, fingers crossed, get into the round of 16 and hopefully even further. But yeah, back fours ahoy at the moment. It's all about the philosophy, I guess, within those systems. But it does kind of make the game easier to manage. Big tackle there. We love to see that by Amrabat. Sliding in the Fiorentina central midfielder. He's played in Greece. He's played in the Netherlands. He's played in Belgium. Quite the varied career for Amrabat. And here come Morocco into the box. Oh, couldn't quite sort his feet out. It was Amala. And he tried to slide it to En-Nesyri. Just couldn't quite pull the pass off there. First sort of foray into the box for Morocco. If you're enjoying the stream, do please hit the like button. See if you can give us a like spike right now. It helps us reach as many people as is possible. Oh, another big tackle there. The Moroccans are appealing for a foul. It was Brozovic who threw himself in a little bit there. Ref's given the thumbs up. Yeah, this is a bit clumsy, wasn't it? It was his back foot that caught the Moroccan midfielder there. Does seem the referees are not in that state they were in a couple of years ago where every single slide tackle you were worried that a red card was about to come out, which I think is good. I think their heart's in the right place with the stoppage time, but I think they're probably overdoing it, aren't they, at the moment? Hopefully that works itself out. There is a big attempted switch of play by Ziyech. It's not a good pass. Cut out by Juranovic and fed in to Modric. Oh, good pressing from the Moroccans. They're nearly winning that one very high up. It's a foul in the end on Gvardiol. Wonder where he might end up. Zagreb to Leipzig, only 20 years old. They're pretty innovative. Leipzig and that Red Bull group. And they love to sell a good player on for a load of money. I wonder when that may or may not happen for Gvardiol. One played into the channel. Vlasic chases it, can't quite control it. Great players. Some great players don't run fast, but their speed of thought makes up for the lack of speed. Well, especially in advancing years. Well, people like Teddy Sheringham were never fast in the first place, were they? Did I hear about Harry Kane having a scan? Yes, I did, Helen. Now I just want to hear that the scan Harry Kane may or may not have had has come out clear. We could do with him not being injured for at least the next month. Sorry, Spurs fans. Morning, Lias. Welcome, everybody. Wednesday morning watch along here. Will be the only one of the day here on the channel. I'm working early afternoon. Then I'm parenting, and then I'm Blue Monday. The day is full. I'd love to fill it full of World Cup stuff. Easy for me to say, but not the time today. Played out into the left back position to Sosa. And so would probably sum up this game so far. 10 minutes 37 on the clock. We had a shot at goal yet? Pass. We're going to have an attack down the right. Ziyech holds his head. It was fed into him down the right hand side. Tried to immediately play it first time with the outside of his left foot. And I think he thought he had that one in the locker. It's just blocked out. Hakimi with the throw in. Yeah, only one shot in the game. And apparently, the probability, according to the XG of that shot going in the goal, was 0.01 based on the position on the pitch. So, safe to say these two teams sussing each other out. It's Belgium and Canada also in the group. And you do wonder with this group, other than the Belgians, how much is there in it between Canada, Croatia and Morocco? Yes, you can argue that Canada are probably the least resourced side, but they've still got some quality and it doesn't feel like they're going to be way out of it. So it could be another situation like that USA versus Wales game where you're almost saying, right, this could be the key game. Good question, Alistair. If Kane was injured, would you play Wilson or a false nine? Well, give me your answer in the chat. Interested to know everybody's thoughts. I would play Wilson just to have a sort of runner in behind, and you know he's a big bloke. Need a bit of physicality against the USA. I think what we've seen from the USA in the first game is playing against them is about controlling the tempo of the game, given how frenetically they press. It's impressive. They couldn't last out actually against the Welsh, but yeah, so that might be the argument for the false nine. I can see both sides of it. Ziyech on the edge of the box. Ziyech shuts his feet out, shot blocked. Morocco keeping the pressure on. Here's Hakimi. Hakimi puts the cross in. Sosi gets a foot on it and it deflects through. Leo, so I'd play Wilson. Don't think we do great with a false nine. Morning, Jay. I'm very well, thank you, good sir. I'd play Wilson. I think that's the... You can't play Tony. Yeah, I'd play Tony because he would be. I suppose you qualified that there. Crew Ploppy. By saying he'd be in your squad. But yeah, Gareth doesn't have that option. Yeah, Rashford, but that's a good point. Rashford really good off the bench the other day, didn't he, against Iran? I know he was coming into a game where... What was the score when Rashford came on? Was it 5 or was it 4-1? Why is that one bit of hair sticking up? That's really annoying me now. I've made it worse as well, haven't I? Good. Oh, man. Which way is that going to go? The problem I've got as well is that I'm seeing my reflection. Here's Modric crosses with the outside of that right foot. I'm seeing it the other way around. There you go. I think I've sorted it. Big first world problems with my hair here. Not good. Jacob, not been on the channel for a while. No problems. Had some family. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We are all good this end. Come on the Wolves. Rashford Central is interesting. Yeah, you got the 5th. Thanks, guys. Possible to select another player who's not in Qatar? No. They had a deadline, Helen. It was the Monday before the tournament. We're stuck with the 26th now. Do you remember Trevor Sinclair flying all the way around the world in Japan and South Korea? I remember he went, got sent home, and then they needed him in the end because of an injury to someone or other. Someone smarter than me will tell me who in the chat Trevor Sinclair did indeed replace, because they'll remember and I won't. Morocco 0, Croatia 0. A lot of feeling out going on here. There is not much in this at all. So much so, we're debating if Harry Kane didn't play. Would you play Callum Wilson in there? Would you play Marcus Rashford? Would you stick like the false nine? So you could stick Sterling in as a runner in behind. You could stick Foden, do that for Manchester City. England might not quite be on the level possession-wise and passing-wise of Manchester City, but then again, who is? Throw in to Croatia down the right-hand side. Fingers crossed, guys, it doesn't come to that. And Harry Kane is going to be absolutely fine because I think he's probably everybody in the known universe's first choice for England at number 9. Fed out to the right to Modric. Modric's little feed down the line. I tried to work it inside there. It's a little bit fraught. A lot of stuff not coming off. And as soon as I say that, it's a complete giveaway. A shot driven from distance, not far over the bar from Ivan Perisic. No, this isn't World Cup, but what do you make to the news about Gary O'Neill getting the Bournemouth job? I'll throw that, as always, back to the chat. Get your views on that. I'm not surprised now, but if you'd have told me in late July that Gary O'Neill would be the Bournemouth boss, I would have been surprised. Do you know what I mean? In context, I'm not surprised because their points return has been pretty good. And it does strike me the whole Bournemouth strategy seems to be, well, okay, got promoted, scored plenty of points in the Championship and just try and ride it through. And even to the point of now with Gary O'Neill, it's going all right, don't change it. So I had hair like that at school in the 70s, all gone now. I'm sorry, crew. Mick would like to see Zaroury today, being a Burnley fan. What is he? Is he the Belgian squad, Mick? Is he Belgian, Zaroury? ZX crosses in left footed. Oh, good cross as well. And on the back stick there, was it Amala arriving? I think it went over En-Nesyri's head. No, it was him who was going for it, actually. Yeah, do you know what? I think it was Lovren just jumped ahead of him and put him off. Because if he gets a head on that, that's a good chance. Oh, he's in the Morocco squad, is he? Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing him. I've enjoyed him from for Burnley this season, Zaroury. The Moroccans, the better side at the moment. Oh, can they open this up inside the box? No, just a bit symptomatic of this game. Just all a bit crowded out and all a bit fraught, wasn't it? He couldn't quite sort his feet out there. Amala in the box. Here they come again. They're the better side at the moment. And Hakimi does really well to win a foul there. Just a little bit too quick for Modric. Would Harry Kane be in the top 5 best strikers of the world? Instinctively, I would immediately say yes. But I don't know who the other 5 would, or who the other 4 would be. I guess Mbappe would definitely be there. But do you class him as a striker? That's the thing. Or are you just going with people like Lewandowski who play down the middle? He'd obviously be there as well. Erling Haaland would definitely be there, wouldn't he? Let me know who you think. Morocco will win this 1-0, says Jacob. Danny Murphy was. Oh, great shout, Mr. E. Danny Murphy and Trevor Sinclair. Absolute talk sport pair there. Morning, Luke. Croatia for the win. Yeah, Ronaldo would be in there now as a number 9. Depends what you class as a striker. Yeah. I suppose, given the way the language of football has gone, a striker is someone who has to be down the middle, doesn't it? So not someone like Sterling, even though they've scored loads of goals, or even Messi, who obviously really helped pioneer that inside forward position. Free kick then for the Moroccans, which you'd assume Ziyech might be interested in with his left foot. Hakimi's there as well, the 2 star players in the Moroccan team. Ziyech with the left foot into the wall. I have a feeling this game might not be as eventful. Oh, I hope not, Jay. Well, to be fair, nothing could be as eventful as... Well, we had two really great watch-alongs yesterday with the French, and those French forwards looked great, didn't they? Oh, lovely ball out early now. Croatian attack here. Can they slip it into the box for Vlasic? Not quite. He did a fair job holding it up there, Perisic. He didn't really have the pace to run away. It's a lovely ball out of midfield in the first place. Good positioning by Perisic, but couldn't quite. They just didn't quite have the pace, did they, to get up and support him there. Vlasic and Brozovic trying to arrive in the box. Haaland, Benzema, Lewandowski, Kane, Ronaldo. Yeah, it's not a bad shout, is it? Heard Ziyech wants to leave Chelsea in January, so he'll probably have a good tournament. Ditto for Cristiano, the hottest free agent in the history of football, probably at the moment. Cristiano, especially if he scores some World Cup goals. I suspect there'll be a queue out the door to try and sign him. The Croats trying to just keep the pressure on after the corner. Vlasic, Modric puts the cross in low. Not a good one from Modric. Big slide tackle, and Croatia just keeping the ball. It's gone back into the centre halves, and Juranovic, well, not he's the right back, but he's back on halfway. Kovacic. Oh, please say that's not true. Kane could be out of the tournament 3 to 6 weeks. If it's David Ornstein, it probably is true, though, isn't it? He's not normally wrong. Very well-connected journalist. Not that hot because the company doesn't want him, really. Are you sure it's not company can't afford him with championship FFP numbers? That'd be your entire loss, wouldn't it? Cristiano Ronaldo salary. Yeah, 13 million per year loss. How many clubs will be linked? There'll be clubs probably. I think probably the more pertinent question is what clubs in different countries will be linked? It'll be right around the world links for Ronaldo when Pepper's extended his contract with City. Bad news for the rest of the Premier League, isn't it? What a manager. You almost think with Pep and Man City, the longer he stays there, the more likely it is that they will nosedive for a few years after, just because he's so ingrained. It's going to be such a hard act to follow. Relying on Wilson and Rashford. Yeah, we've been debating this, JG. Here's Hakimi trying to keep that one in. Surely that went out, didn't it? If they score from this, VAR will have a look. That looked like it went out. I could be wrong. Modric is not protesting, to be fair. And Hakimi is lightning fast. Yeah, it's miles out, isn't it? As always, I'm sympathetic to referees and linesmen, but he did miss that one, didn't he? Maybe it was one of those ones where Hakimi just ran right across his line of sight. That's the good thing about VAR. If they'd scored from it, then it would have been chalked off. Could you see Ronaldo going to the MLS? I almost hope he doesn't, Lias. I'd like to see him still go to a Champions League team, but someone pointed out yesterday he might have had an exemption put in the release that he can't do that. We'll see. Knocked into the box there, into the 6-yard box, in fact, for En-Nesyri. Tries to bring it down sort of on his thigh. It was a difficult control. It's a nice idea, though, wasn't it? Lovely little ball dropped in over the top. Would have been one hell of a goal if he controlled that and stuck it in. Fair play to Lovren, actually, because the touch isn't actually that bad, and Lovren's really, really tight on him. Two of the best strikers in the world. Ben Brereton, Diaz, with the right leg pause there, and Scott Hogan, brother. And maybe two of the better strikers in the championship rather than the world, but there we go. Ronaldo will end up with Inter Miami. Yeah, I can see that. I hope not, but I can see that. Man City probably won't win the Premier League, says Yvonne. Who is going to win the Premier League then? Could only assume that would be Arsenal or Liverpool if they don't. Don't think Wilson has been training recently either. France looked disgustingly good for a quarterfinal. Yeah. Cristiano probably has engineered something. Yeah, you would think so. Or even if he didn't, he won't be short of options, will he, for goodness sakes? Crossed in from the left, easily gathered by Bonu in goal for Morocco. Oh, quiet really in this one so far. Let me just bring the numbers up. Probably the least eventful game we've seen. Look at the XG. 0.18 combined in terms of chance probability there. 56-44 to the Croats in terms of passing. Sorry, retention of the ball, possession, whatever you want to call it. Morocco don't look too bad. Now, it's not much in it between these two teams at all, is there? Just be interesting to see how good the Belgians are. You think if the Belgian team reflects the quality of player, they should be better than these two teams. Should be able to win through this group. Thoughts on ITFC at the moment? Very happy with ITFC. Ipswich, that is. A little bit worried about all the injuries, but if you're going to get them now. There's a week off for the FA Cup, but a few long-term ones for my lot, Ipswich. But yeah, the squad's good, the manager's good, the tactics are good, the results are good. Just a big worry that you might get three teams go up towards 90 points and then one of those three then could lose in the playoffs, but we will see. Better than the Poland-Mexico game. I cannot comment, Alistair. I didn't watch that one. The two best strikers in the championship are Ollie McBurney and Iliman Ndiaye. Well, they're certainly up there. Lots of good strikers in the championship. Gyökeres for Coventry is playing very well at the moment, isn't he? Diaz, as we mentioned. Even Hogan, lots of good strikers in form. I can see a couple of goals coming late this half. Mistakes creeping in. Let's hope so. Andy, Derby are coming for the top two. How far are they behind? Let me just have a look. Sorry. I know I shouldn't be talking about League One, but I'm going to. No, I'm not, because I can't easily find it. I just feel if League One is anything like it was last season, which it might well be, it's so hard to pull back a head start with the kind of half and half split and the ability of the top teams to just punish the bottom half. It'll take a very, very big run for anyone coming from behind, but certainly be in the playoffs, couldn't they? Derby. Yeah, harness another. Do they know the results of that yet? Hopefully I hadn't heard it was long term, but it didn't sound good, did it? With the knee for Harness. Foul by Modric in the centre of midfield. 29 gone. Morocco 0. Croatia 0. All quiet in this one. Amrabat just slipping past the great Luka Modric there. And he commits the foul. Lovely ball there by Brozovic. Bit of space now for Juranovic down the right-hand side, given away. This game's lacking in quality, isn't it? Keep your comments coming so we can keep ourselves interested in the debate and the topics in the chat. Not the best game I've seen in the World Cup on the watch-alongs this year. Could be a one goal in it, set play mistake type affair, this one, couldn't it? unless we can get someone in front and the other team chasing and open things up. Good thing about this game going dull gives me the chance to put the kettle on. Get the kettle on, Jay. Got Ashton written all over it to swoop for Whittaker in January. So, yeah, Whittaker is obviously a great player for Plymouth, but he's on loan, isn't he, from Swansea? Is that right? The old Glasgow Rangers, Glasgow Celtic trick, that weaken your rivals by nicking their players, right? DCL will be the best striker in the Championship next season. If Everton are relegated and he stays there, he certainly will be. Maybe one of those things might happen, but I don't see both, I have to say. League One last year was crazy. 80 points. Yeah, it was poor old Plymouth. 80 points and not in the playoffs. Pepsi sponsorship. Yep. William, if you can set that up for me. Often some dire games in the group stages. Hopefully this is not one of them. How do you think Mitro will do with Serbia? Mitro's a boss, isn't he? We've always been big fans on the channel of Mitro, mainly because of the ridiculous comments that were often made by people who didn't really quite register the situation of Mitrovic's goal tally in the Premier League and made a very simplistic and hopefully what's now been proven completely nonsensical assessment about Mitro's ability to score goals in the Premier League. But I've had my say on this many times, and unfortunately, the type of person that made that assertion won't now admit they were wrong. They'll just go quiet, won't they? But what are you going to do, hey? Glad to see Mitrovic bossing it in the Premier League. Modric's lovely slide through there. Cam Humphreys looking a real player. Yeah, I just hope Ipswich don't have to rely too much on him and he can be used sparingly. But obviously lots of injuries in central midfield. I'm sure we'd all be happy. There are any other Ipswich fans in the chat if a central midfielder was signed and Humphreys can be worked back out into being dripped in and out. Is Mitro fit? Pass. I hope so. Will he start with Vlahovic? The start of Serbia? Pass. Doesn't really matter with him. He'll just come on like a rampaging bull, won't he? Even if he's on the bench. I think people's point is that Mitro doesn't score at the same rate as he was in the Championship. That's not what I've read many times, William, and it wasn't put like that. And, of course he's not going to score at the same rate. It's a different division that's much harder and there's, more difficult opponents. I think that was very badly put by lots of people. Is it true, Championship? It's back quicker than that, actually. There's one game on December the 3rd, I believe, if I've got my dates right there. Millwall and Sunderland, which we're all looking forward to. Has Sonny Aluko retired? No, he will be back. There you go. Morocco 0, Croatia 0. I've taken my eye off the ball on this one. It's a very kind of stoic, two teams playing the same system, playing in front of each other. No real chances forced yet. Technically, obviously, it's a good game. Strategically, it's a good game. Entertainment-wise, not the greatest, but hit the like button anyway because the chat's doing great in keeping things interesting, of course. William, off to Sunderland on the third loss. In camp. No, enjoy it. Millwall improving away from home. Believe it or not, Aluko is a fan favourite. Oh, God, yeah. Aluko's been excellent for Ipswich. Maybe it wasn't great for Reading. I get that, and they spent a fortune. Well, if that's the case, Ivan Toney won't get 30 in the Premier League, but everyone says yeah. That's how nonsensical those arguments become quite quickly, doesn't it? people try and oversimplify things, don't they? When the truth is, Ivan Toney's very good, Mitrovic is very good, and the Championship is much easier for players of that quality than the Premier League, especially given that they don't play for, the elite teams who would create them lots and lots of chances, let's just say. Thoughts on Hartson on co-coms? If anyone's, is he on at the moment or is he on BBC? Even the shade in the stadium is trying to hide the ball in football. There we go. Rubbish game, great chat. Anyone got 9 million for Bielik? You're not going to get 9 million for Bielik. Well, he's a League One club, Andy, sadly. Here is Brozovic. Nice give and go with Modric. Nice feet by Brozovic. Tries to slide it through. Vlasic turns his back, but he's still going to get onto the end of that. Vlasic down the right wing. And it is cleared away. Little foul there. And it's going to be a free kick to Morocco. All it takes is there. There you go. I like Mr. Radio. He's optimistic of a moment of quality. I reckon if Tony played for a bigger team like Spurs or Chelsea, it would be 25 plus go. In all competitions, yeah, probably. It's hard to get 20 plus in the Premier League these days, isn't it? Only 38 games and some really hard ones against the big six as well. When does the Championship come back? I don't know in relation to the World Cup, Alistair, exactly when. So the World Cup finishes like the week before Christmas. Yeah, you might be right. It might be after the group games. I think you are right, actually. Someone will correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Going to play superlative bingo next England game? Absolutely. Ali McCoy's on co-com. So Ali is excellent, isn't he? Who do you see in the hunt for the top two in League One? I think it's going to be a top three, isn't it, in League One? I think Ipswich, Wednesday and Plymouth are all going to be, unless I don't really see any of them falling off, so they're all going to be above, definitely above 80, probably all above 85, aren't they? Which will be very tough on whoever finishes third. I'm just setting this narrative up now, so Ipswich are sympathetic if they do drop to third. So when do the groups finish, guys? What date? We know when the Championship comes back. I'm assuming it is the groups. Gvardiol. Nicely played out to Brozovic. Croatia trying to counter-attack, but these two teams are getting right back into shape every time the ball's turned over, aren't they? Which has made the game very blocky. We're not getting too much flow. Round of 16. Okay, thanks, Alistair. Yeah, so that would be about right, wouldn't it? Do you think Qatar will be upset that these two teams have been on the beers last night? I'm not sure they've been on the beers, but it's quite cagey, isn't it, guys? Is Lyle Taylor still at Forest? I'm not entirely sure. Possibly. 2nd December. Right, thank you, guys. Yeah, so if the groups finish on the 2nd of December, we've got that one Sunderland-Millwall game, then we're kind of back into it, aren't we? $39.18 on the clock. In this one, guys, the chat's brilliant today. It's getting us through the game. Do make sure you hit the like button as well. See if you can get us a like spike. For this morning's slightly uneventful watch along so far, tries to knock it back to ZH there on the edge of the box. It was Saiss who got all the way up into the box. Going to be a free kick to Morocco now. Hakimi tries to rally the crowd a little bit. Modric lucky to get away without a yellow there. The shirt pull coming out. The very deliberate professional foul. Free kick to Morocco. Can they get a decent delivery in this one? Again, Ziyech and Hakimi are over it. Ziyech, the left-footed option, which would be the in-swinger. Hakimi, the right-footed out-swinger. I think it favours the left-footer, does it? Everyone on their guard for any grappling or shirt pulling. In comes the delivery. It's not a good one. And Croatia are going to be able to get this clear. Bit of a hospital ball there from Modric. Throw-in to Croatia. Hakem Ziyech does evidently not agree. Not sure who that came off last, in fact. Vlasic, the sort of inside right for Croatia, has stayed down. Wonder if we're going to be looking at a substitute here. He's looking at the doctors. Is he looking at the bench? Lovren seems to be indicating that it's going to be a sub required here. Keep the chat coming. Another stoppage in this game. Morning, Stephen. Even Com sounding bored, commentating on how the managers are dressed in the heat. There we go. Yes, indeed. Hit that like button. Very, very much so. Got a feeling the tropical countries will do well. You can see Costa Rica beating Spain today. That's a shout, isn't it? Everyone here in Spain thinks they'll have problems getting out of the group. Interesting. Got a horrible feeling this could be a 0-0. Might get the college, get started on the college work. It's the tempting fate scenario, isn't it? The whole, if you light a cigarette at a bus stop, the bus will turn up. Not that I'm endorsing smoking, of course, but just an old saying, isn't it? More added time incoming, absolutely. What do you reckon? 30-minute stoppage time just for the first half here? Honestly, I reckon it will be like 6 minutes. They've gone ridiculous, haven't they? Looking forward to the 2 afternoon games. Yeah, I am too, unfortunately. I'll probably get to have a look at the 4 p.m. game, but I'll have some parenting duties to do, so I won't be get to watch along here. Morocco have been much the better team this half, just need a goal. I agree they've been much the better team. If anyone has been better, it's not been by a lot in this game. It's been pretty even, hasn't it? That one's knocked in long. Big diag looking for Ziyech. Headed clear. Hakimi. Ziyech. Lovely little clip over the top, but well shepherded out there by Gvardiol. And again, a penalty box entry is not allowed in this game. Get your thoughts ready for half-time, although it's been pretty much a Q&A for most of the first half, given the football's been fairly cagey, hasn't it? Get those questions coming in. I can see a few. We'll see how much stoppage time comes, because I might have to start answering them now, but we will be going to a half-time Q&A. Well done. The chat's been tremendous this watch-along so far, with a bit of an overly cautious game, let's just say. Understandable, though. It's tournament football, isn't it? You got to be tough. You got to be solid. You can't just go out there and kamikaze it in the first game, can you? We get it. But we certainly had a bit more entertainment in the games we've covered thus far. Here is Gvardiol. Oh, there's one over the top. Oh, keeper comes right to the edge of the area there. clatters his man. No foul given. It's with Perisic now, and he's got an overlap. There's the reverse ball, and it goes from Sosa. Oh, good save. Best chance of the game there. Really good goalkeeping. It looked a bit iffy. I thought we were going to get the opening goal there. The keeper. Oh, only 2 minutes stoppage time, everybody. Hallelujah, and praise the Lord. They haven't added on a million minutes to make a point. Bonu there making a really good save. It was the reverse ball by Perisic. Sosa getting down the line, and a point-blank stop from probably within the 6-yard box. The shot eventually coming in. I'm guessing it was from Kramaric. Hopefully we'll see a replay now. Good goalkeeping. Yeah, no foul in the first instance, in my humble opinion, from the keeper. It was Vlasic. Yeah, that's really good from Bonu in goal. That's a big chance, isn't it? Just comes out, narrows the angle. Vlasic doesn't do a lot wrong, given he's going at it with the right foot, and it's very hard to either lift it or shade it into one of the corners. Good play all round, really, by Perisic, Sosa, Vlasic, Bonu in the goal. No goal resulting in it, though. So just the 2 minutes of stoppage time. Hopefully someone at FIFA has had a chat and realised that you can clamp down on time wasting without adding ridiculous amounts of stoppage time. And I do applaud FIFA for trying to clamp down on time wasting, but yeah, there is such thing as an overcorrection, isn't it? Oh, is it going to go loose in the box? Vlasic, great block there. Shot from the edge of the area by Luka Modric with the left foot over the crossbar. Croatia finishing the half very strongly here. Testing the keeper on the first instance. Player of Modric's, easy for me to say, quality. Would expect to work the keeper from there. It's a good strike, actually. Really clean. Just about, I don't know, half a metre over the bar in the end. And it is half time. We will go to the chat throughout half time. Halftime Q&A. Get your comments in, get your topics, your questions. I have to give a round of applause to the chat in the first half. You'd have to say probably the last 2.5 minutes, maybe the last 5 minutes of that half were more eventful than the previous 40, weren't they? So it did end strongly, but we will go to your questions now. It's Morocco 0, Croatia 0. Let me just bring up the numbers, even though I think you all know what they're going to say. Okay, Croatia fairly well ahead in the possession, but still only 267 passes at 86% completion. XG under 0.5 of a goal for both sides suggests not very many big chances created. Maybe they haven't added on Vlasic's chance there, or maybe it isn't. Let me just have a check. Should be in there. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong. And yeah, Vlasic is, oh, God, 0.39 on that one alone says a lot. So maybe they haven't quite totted that. Have I got that figure right? Probably haven't, have I? But yeah, fairly uneventful first half in this Group F game. Remember, Belgium and Canada tonight from 7 is the other game. Right. Let's go to some comments. If I pull out any ones on the game, and then we'll go to full Q&A after that. Having almost 60% of the ball and doing next to nothing with it has to be considered. Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that stat, because so much of the possession has been with Morocco completely back in shape. So yeah, they're not really wasting chances. I think Morocco ran out of steam at the end of that half. Slightly, yeah, I think I would agree slightly, yeah. 0-0. Come on, man. Better second half, please. One word to describe that half: cagey. Morocco, by far the better team. Really? I just don't agree there's any by far in this. I think if either team were better, and there's barely anything in it, it was by a Nat's appendage, wasn't it? But there you go. Right. Any other comments? Are we sure it's 2 minutes and not 20? It was hallelujah too. Hopefully they've made their point, FIFA, that you can't waste time. We'll get sensible amounts of stoppage time now. Right. let's have a look in here at any questions. I'm just looking for question marks in here. We'll go all the way up to here. What minute am I on? Sorry, Mike, I missed that at the time. It's half time. What do you think African teams need to do to move to the next level? It depends what your definition of the next level is, Mr. E. If that's getting into semi-finals and winning, I think didn't Ghana get close? They get into the quarterfinals. Cameroon got to the quarterfinals in 1990, didn't they? It's just hard. If you actually look back at the winners of the World Cup, say even post 1966. God, who have we even had? 1970 was Brazil. 1974 was then West Germany, wasn't it? 1978 was Argentina. And we start to cycle around all the same teams. 1982 was Italy, wasn't it? 1986 again was Argentina. 1990 again was West Germany. 1994 Brazil again. You notice from 1970 they're all already repeating. West Germany, Brazil, etc. 86, Argentina again. 1990, West Germany. 94 was Brazil again. 98 was France. Then they start getting involved, don't they? And then they repeat in 2018, don't they? 2002 with Brazil again. 2006, Italy again. So essentially, there's no new winners, is there, from 1970 onwards in these? 2010, Spain. There you go. That's a new winner. And then 2014 was Germany again, wasn't it? 2018, France again. So other than France and Spain getting involved, since 1970, it's Brazil, it's Argentina, it's Italy, or it's Germany. So in terms of the African teams and whatever the next level is, if it's winning, well, England haven't been anywhere near that level since, 1966. Okay, they've got to a couple of semi-finals, haven't they? But in terms of the African teams, it's just developing over time, and it might take a couple more decades for other. You'd say the same thing about the USA, maybe, and Japan, someone like that, where you have these advanced nations, sort of economically, but maybe not football-wise. But I'll reiterate my point that someone will probably come up with a stat that from 1970, well, you tell me, how many World Cups has there been from 1970? 70, 74, 78, 82, 86, 90, 94, 98, 2002, 6, 10, 14, 18. So that would be 13 World Cups. How many of those have been won by Brazil, Italy, Argentina? Maybe should that been? Yeah, it's about right, isn't it? How many have been won by Brazil, Argentina, Italy, and Germany? It's kind of most of them, isn't it? Add France because they've won 2 as well. But there we go. Right, we'll do more questions. Sorry, keep them coming. Player you would sign in January for ITFC. A central midfield on loan who's immediately ready to play is who I would sign. Someone in their 30s, probably, hopefully from the Championship. Right, questions. Alessandro, this is an interesting group. If this is a draw, how did Canada react and play against Belgium? Their centre-back partnership are there to be got at. I think regardless of this result, Canada would take a point against the Belgians, and very much so, wouldn't they? But their kind of fate comes in the games against Croatia and Morocco, don't they? Why don't World Cups have segregated fans for home and away? Pass. I guess it's just organisational and logistical things in the way the tickets are all split out, I guess. Enadale Balenciaga. Enad Valencia. That's tremendous autocorrect there. Could he still do a job for a team in the Premier League? Yes, I would say so on the evidence the other night. Pep just signed a 2-year contract at Man City. Yes, we've spoken a bit about him. Am I doing a watch along Belgium? I am not, Stephen. No. I am working early afternoon, then I'm parenting, and then I'm doing Blue Monday. So if you want to come and talk to me, we talk Ipswich tonight on the Q&A for the Blue Monday podcast from 8 p.m. Do you think it's because FIFA want 100-minute games? No, I don't. I do genuinely think I know everything FIFA does is maybe reasonably, sort of questioned, but I do think they were making a genuine attempt. They've made a genuine attempt to stop pulling and grappling in the box, which I applaud, and to stop time wasting, which I applaud. I just think that there's been a couple of statement overcorrections made, and you know how we love to do that in society. We overcorrect. If there's something wrong, we completely swing way too far the other way. I think they've tried to make a statement in the first few games, but it's silly, isn't it? You can clamp down on time wasting with yellow cards and whatnot without adding 10 minutes onto a game that didn't require 10 minutes to be added on. And don't get me wrong, I'm very anti-time wasting for sure. Two teams mixing each other up, trying to work each other out. It's going to take standout players to step up. Yes, indeed. Or, as always, a set play or a mistake, a deflection or some back and forth like that. England goal reactions from you in the Euros were class. Well, all very, very genuine, I hope. Who would demand the highest transfer fee from League One? Pass, probably a young English player somewhere. Pass. Too difficult off the top of my head. Right, I'm going to scroll right down. Let's go there. Opinion on the Glazers looking to sell Man United. If they want 6 billion, no one's going to pay it. So probably going to be pretty irrelevant. Out of all the games you've been to this season, what's the best goal you've seen? Ismail Assar from the halfway line or from inside? It's from inside his own half, wasn't it? For Watford at West Brom. Sorry, let me just check something before I bring the next comment up. Yeah, very sad news. Thanks for letting us know, Matt. Rest in peace, David Johnson. Yeah, great player for Liverpool. Also played for Ipswich Town, didn't he? We had David Johnson the first and David Johnson the second. Brendan Johnson's dad obviously played later. So, yeah, really, really sad news. I wasn't aware of that. It's just come through there. So, yeah, obviously respects to a great footballer there. For the Euro countries, the success mainly due to the youth setup. No F. St George's Park will our turn. I hope so, Mike. I hope you're right. The strength of the Premier League and the youth setups, etc. Obviously, it did feel for a long while we didn't have just the tournament savvy, did we, to get through? But what you've got to remember is how many times we didn't qualify as well in the 70s, in 1994 as well. Which one was it we weren't at? Was it 2006 or was it? I can't remember. No, 2010 we were there, weren't we? It's 2006. We were there in 2000. It was when the Euros we didn't qualify under Steve McLaren. What do we got here? Mourinho made a point. Top African talent go to represent other countries like France. Yeah, that's a fair point. They all tend to follow that route, don't they? Biggest issue the African countries face is infrastructure. Most of their players choose to represent. Yeah, I think you two are making the same point there, which I agreed with. Any other questions in here? But Morocco controlled the game. I think there's some gross exaggeration going on here. I don't think anyone is much the better team. I don't think anyone has controlled the game either. To be honest, obviously all opinions are allowed, but I think to say Morocco were much the better side and controlled the game with 41% possession and no shots on target. I think we're veering into the realms of football fan exaggeration here. I think it'd be reasonable if you wanted to argue Morocco were the better side, but much the better side have controlled the game. I just can't. I think we're going into exaggeration here, aren't we? More question. It was insider. Yes, it was. Hell of a goal, wasn't it? Sarr. 0-8 was the one we missed. There you go. That's a great question. Did I get more joy from England, Iran, or Argentina, Saudi? Honestly, I loved England, Iran. Sorry. I loved England, Iran, but I really loved Argentina, Saudi. That was magnificent. Bielik is probably the most expensive, but will be gone. I think the overarching point is clubs don't pay big transfer fees to League One teams, don't they? Who's the record out of League? Is it still Fabian Delph? And that was about 15 years ago or something, wasn't it? You just don't get more than a couple of million, which to most championship teams is a reasonably big fee, but to championship teams, no. To parachute teams, no. It just doesn't feel like a discussion, does it? With the transfer fees, when you think that a big transfer out of League One would be a couple of million, and to a Premier League team, I remember we had it with Flynn Downs at Ipswich, where Crystal Palace were kind of like, nah, we'll give you $1.5 million or whatever, but can't really be asked to spend any more there. Ipswich promoted or England World Cup win? I think I'd have to put my club allegiance aside. I think in my lifetime, there's probably quite a high likelihood I'll see Ipswich promoted again. England winning the World Cup, maybe less so. So I'd have to go for the England World Cup win there. Ashton recently said League One clubs can ask maximum 3 million. Well, they can ask it, JG. I don't think they're going to get it though. Are they? It just. Yeah, it's Max Bird, Louis Sibley. Yeah, possibly, but like I say, people just lowball League One clubs. Yeah, that's a good point. James Justin, yeah, he went for a bit, didn't he? Were they already promoted at that point though? We always have this debate, don't we, about if a team's already promoted, does that class as a League One? But James Justin didn't go during the season, did he? I think he went after Luton were already promoted. Pasalic is coming in for Vlasic by the look of it. I assume, given the game state here, that would just be a like for like swap. We can stick that on the ticker where nothing, we got absolutely nothing on there whatsoever. No goals, no assists, no yellow cards, no red cards. We got a substitute to talk about now, you lot. There we go. Pasalic, number 15 on for Croatia, as we are about to start the second half. Before anybody asks, let me tell you, Pasalic played. Oh, excellent. Atalanta, who were just the stars of the Euros, weren't they? Providing us loads of players for loads of clubs and all interesting players as well. Mario Pasalic, former Chelsea player, started out at Hajduk Split. And speaking of starting out, we are about to start the second half. Why are we waiting? I think the fourth official there, she was looking for one more player to come out. Amrabat, for whatever reason, has taken ages to get out of the tunnel. I'm just trying to read the hand signals there from the Morocco manager. Looked like he said 4-1, 4-1. So keep an eye on that. Morocco might just slightly change shape now, which would really lock the midfield up as well if they drop their wide players back into a 4. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. So if you deem that a defensive shape change, goodness me, this game could get even more stoic here in the second half. We might get the wide players from Morocco just dropping back a little bit more. Any 7-figure sum for Luton is big. Hey, any 7-figure sum, this is my argument, for anyone below the parachute teams in English football is big, in my humble opinion. Any news on Kane? Yeah, we're waiting for confirmation, but it could be done. I'll rephrase that. England winning the World Cup means Ipswich are in League One for the next 20 years. Oh, dear. If it was 10, maybe. I can't have Ipswich in League One for the next 20 years. That would be no promotions then in about 100 years for Ipswich, wouldn't it? Well, or at least 40. If you have visited both countries, which is more beautiful? Pass. I haven't visited either Morocco or Croatia. I would very, very much like to, though. Unfortunately, I have a 16-month-old daughter. So that ain't going to be happening for a little while. 16 months? Hang on. August, September, October. Sorry. A 15-month-old daughter. And my missus doesn't like flying either. So I think we're going to be driving to France for a fair wee while. Not going to read that out, but I'll put it on the screen. Mike wasn't a fan of Morocco. No Adel Tarabt in the Morocco squad. I don't believe so, no. Ilias Chair is there, though, of course, for the QPR theme. Offside. Great question. Would you settle for Ipswich getting third and winning the Pizza Cup? Yes, I would, even though they got knocked out of the Pizza Cup. If you'd asked me that last night, but yes, Ipswich to get to Wembley would do me. James, anything happened in the match? We've had a substitute. There was one big chance at the end of the first half. The best chance of the game fell to Croatia. Otherwise, it's been cagey. It's been quiet, hasn't it? 15 months already. Yeah, God, yeah. Bless her. She's wonderful, although she's full of snot at the moment. It's disgusting. She's got herself a little cold. Love Moroccan spice on my roast veg. Yes. Amen to that. Agreed. So Kane's tournament could be over. If it was more like 3 weeks and England got deep into the tournament, possibly not. But you would have to say, does Kane not being around make England worse? Yes, of course it does. So then potentially the combination of him being out and England being worse because of it means they're more likely to be knocked out before he gets back. So maybe. And yes, Rashford to shine now. Fingers crossed. Let's all get behind Callum Wilson and Marcus Rashford, if indeed they are out. Oh, sorry, Vendaloo. Time sync. Yes. Let me do my admin. I'm watching on ITV1 HD. If you're watching on ITV Hub, you might be slightly behind me. If you're watching on your smart TV, even on ITV1, you can't watch on ITV1 on a smart TV. That's purely a dish service or a cable service. But yeah, I'll give you a time sync in about 15 seconds. I'm going to be at 50 minutes, but I'll give you a proper time sync. Do remember, though, even if you get synced up with me, that the chat will still be in real time. If you want to avoid spoilers, and I wouldn't recommend it, silence the chat. Right, 3, 2, 1, 50 minutes sync right there. Morocco nearly snuck in there, doesn't he? I once saw a stat that said Spurs score more goals when Kane is injured. Yeah, I would have to delve, Mike. I'd have to delve into that stat and see who their opponents were and what the sample sizes were as well. Oh, shot driven in. Is it going to go loose? Headed goalwards. Good save. Morocco's best chance there. It was Mazraoui, the left back, getting right into the box and saved on the near post. A rare opening in this game for Morocco. Their best chance of the match for sure. Good goalkeeping by Livakovic in goal for the Croats. Modric, lovely ball by Modric to Jurinovic. Digs it up to the back post. Very good defensive header by the PSG fullback Hakimi there. It's opening up, guys. It's opening up. Bit end-to-end, bit of basketball stuff. The shot driven in there, appealing for handball. Sorry, I need to see the replay again. The arm did not look in an unnatural position to me, and it didn't look deliberate. So I think we're okay for a handball on that one. And it's a corner to Croatia. In it comes. Oh, right in on the keeper. And hooked goalwards then by Lovren as well. Really dangerous corner there. It's very good goalkeeping. I think if he manages to scoop that out, very good goalkeeping on the basis of the position he ended up in. I suppose you could argue that could he have been more dominant, but I think it was just a good delivery, I'm assuming, from Modric. And it goes. That's excellent goalkeeping. He has to take a step back. It's just a good corner, isn't it? Dropped over the head of the two guys covering the near post. And then it's a good effort actually by Lovren. I think it's going in the corner, isn't it? And Amrabat makes the clearance. Good start to the second half. Action-wise. Don't understand why you'd only take two. Well, I did say this in my England squad announcement that if there was a problem with the strikers, that this could be an issue. And I would have, big fan of Conor Gallagher. He would have been the one. I don't think you need all those central midfield options in terms of, what they're going to add extra, really. And I know it's very easy to say with hindsight if your best striker gets injured, but there you go. The fact is, when Kane is injured, the team has more options when Kane plays at central point to get the ball to. But I suppose my argument to that back, Mike, would be that he's such a unique type player who can come short and run in behind, and such a brilliant player as well that, you might have the runner in behind option. But then does Sterling give that to us anyway? Possibly. I don't know. I think, you might have more options, but you have less quality when Kane's not there. Lots of debate. Kane would be a huge miss. I think so, yeah. Tottenham have got Son and Kulusevski. That much is true if they got extra quality. Do you see Joe Bellingham playing for England in the future? Probably too early to say, but if he's got his brother's DNA, then yes. I'm guessing Rashford. Great save. It was a decent save. YouTube have banned the England flag. I don't think they have. Seems to have come up all right when I've put it in on StreamYard. So comes to being physical. Could he throw Wilson in? I would play Wilson. Tony sat at home yeah. Oh, God. What's the harness news? How long is it going to be, JG? No, tell me. I want to know. I want to know. Daniel Bedingfield. Woof. Kane will be a huge miss. I think he'll definitely have to play Foden and Grealish if he's out players who retain the ball. Yeah, Kane is very good on the ball with his back to goal. I would play Wilson, but I do take Ben's point there that are you then worse off in possession? Probably. The thing with Gallagher is even... Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I understood taking Calvin Phillips. I agree with Southgate on that one in respect of he's probably a better ball circulator than anybody else we had on offer. Obviously, oh, no. Really? Oh, that's shocking news. Oh, dear. Wow. Ipswich will be going into the transfer market in January then. Anterior cruciate ligament. That's surely 4 to 6 months minimum, isn't it? Oh, dear. Oh dear, oh dear. We wish him well then, Marcus Harness, the Ipswich player who's very badly injured by the sound of it. The ball hoiked clear by Morocco. Still 0-0 in this one. Here is Lovren. And it goes to Sosa at left back. Into Brozovic in central midfield. He's done really well laying on the floor to get that back to Modric. Lovely pass from Modric out to the left wing. Perisic tries to beat Hakimi. Tries to knock it round one side and go the other. When they get an injury like that, they never come back the same after. Yeah. I was going to argue that Alan Shearer came back the same, but he didn't. Andy's kind of right. He didn't really come back the same. He adapted his game after the injury and he wasn't marauding into the channels. Became more a finisher. Amazing player, obviously. But yeah, fair point. This game is crying out for Zaroury. I suspect we might see him in a bit. It's crying out for one of the managers to take a risk. It doesn't matter who you put in at the moment. Have to be a real bit of quality. Here is Gvardiol. Horrible ball down the line, given away. Inside it goes to Amrabat, and he goes home to Bonu, who goes long. Huge header by Lovren. Back it comes. Right. I have to time this right because I've got this big bottle of water. If I start drinking it too early, I won't get to the end of the stream, if you know what I mean. I think we are going to get a sub from the Moroccans here. Yeah. I think Mazraoui is done, the left back. Did he injure himself having that shot? Is that what they're saying? Or are they just replaying his best moment, that diving header that was well covered by Livakovic? Seems to be holding his torso. Some kind of injury low down on his stomach, basically. Croatia, an old side. It is a bit of a changing of the guard for Croatia. What's with this guy? They are still controlling this game. This is Coleman, who's desperate to argue that Morocco are controlling this game. All opinions are welcome on the channel. Morocco apparently are controlling this game with 38% possession. No big chances and 0.33 XG. So, again, I disagree, but you are entitled to your opinion here on the channel. I'm entitled to mine as well. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's the joy of it, isn't it? Maite had an ACL injury and is about recovering, getting back to his best. Yeah, and he was all power as well, wasn't he, Alistair? So if ever anyone needed their physicality, it's that type of player. Which group are you most excited for? The one with Germany and Spain in, Group E. I think that gives us the best 1v1 game, doesn't it? Cheers. Nice, gentlemen. You're welcome, Coleman. All opinions are valid. And the important lesson we must learn is that Coleman and I there disagreed and nobody called anybody any names or got cross or skulked off. We accepted each other's point of views. As they're not objective facts, it's allowed, isn't it? He's allowed to say they're controlling the game. That's his opinion. There are very few things in football that aren't subjective and can't be debated. That's the joy of the chat, isn't it? Ben has short hair, in my opinion. I suppose Andy would argue define short. It's shorter than some people's, longer than others. Ben has grey hair in his beard. That's an objective fact, though, isn't it? Deary me. Couldn't think of it. Couldn't think of it. I bet you can. Couldn't think of any good names. There we go. Did Lucas Hernandez do his cruciate ligament? Oh, geez, poor guy. Opinion on Twitter. How many days do we have left? Oh, Twitter's going nowhere. Don't you worry about that. It's too big a potential cash cow for somebody, isn't it? Although apparently they lose loads of money, don't they? So I think Mr. Elon Musk has got some business organising doing to turn that one down. But he has proven to be a very brilliant man business-wise, so I'm sure he'll make a profit. Here come Morocco. Hakimi marauding down the right-hand side. It goes into the near post. Oh! And it was a missed kick twice, in fact. They're going to be able to recycle this. The substitute crossing in. Oh, I didn't write his name up. Allah. Crossing it in from the left-hand side. Hakimi did really well there. He tried to find En Nesri, and he couldn't. I must stick that substitute up on the ticker. Atiat Allah. Maybe this game will get a bit stretched in terms of substitutes. The Moroccans pushing forward at the moment. Is it foul by Modric? Modric must be close to a yellow card in this one on the totting up process. Maybe because he's got a reputation as such a great player, he gets away with a few fouls. Maybe not. Who knows? Saudi Arabia enjoying that. Is it their national holiday today? That's tremendous, isn't it? Brazil's group could be interesting. Brazil's group's always interesting, and they're such great fun. So free kick to the Moroccans. That's 4 cubicle fouls. I love what autocorrect does on your guys' phones. Yeah, he must be very. There you go. I agree with Coleman there. He must be very close to a yellow card, mustn't he? Coniston, hello. Hello to you, sir. Free kick to the Moroccans. I'll put that one to the chat, Matt. 1-4 predictions for Argentina's group right now. Oh, driven in by Hakimi. Decent save there. Good free kick by the Moroccan right back there. Livakovic, just given the pace on the ball, just kind of double hand fists that one away. Decent hit by the PSG right back. And we say thank you to Coniston. What currency is that? IDR. 20,000 of them, whatever they are. Thank you very, very much. Someone tell me what that currency is. Indonesian something? We are very grateful here on the channel for all super chats, whatever currency. Another sub by the Moroccans, and it's Boufal, the former Southampton player, coming out. I've barely mentioned him, to be fair, so you can probably understand why. Our Burnley friends will be disappointed because Zaruri did not come on. Ezel Zuli did. Plays for Osasuna in Spain, isn't it? Osasuna? Indonesian rupee. Lovely. Thank you very much, Coniston. If you do want to support via Super Chat, it's hard old work. I'm trying to do this YouTube stuff for a living, so we really do appreciate your contributions. I know we're able to get sponsorships and stuff now and then. Ad revenue is what it is, isn't it? It's you're not going to be wearing silk pajamas with without 100,000 subscribers, I don't think. Well, not even then, I don't think. Might just be a working living. So we really appreciate your super chats, put it that way. Oh, lovely ball round the corner there. Can't quite control it in the central midfield. Amala. And there's a little giveaway to Luka Modric. Transition high up the pitch now. Kramaric knocks it back inside to Modric. Oof. Challenge went in there 50-50. You're worried if Modric had just got their first penalty risk, but it's a well-timed challenge, and Morocco play that quite nicely. They are going to get it clear. I was supposed to update the ticker, wasn't I? The Moroccan sub was 16. Ezel Zuli, easy for me to say. Again, all pronunciations during this World Cup are made in good faith, with the acknowledgement I am an English person who will not be making any attempts to speak in any local dialects, which some people sometimes want me to do. There you go, Matt. Mexico, Argentina, Saudi, but yeah, they'll still get through somehow, won't they? The Argentines. One Indonesian rupee for every time someone said this game is boring in the chat. There you go. England, highest scoring team so far. Woof. We love it. ITV, Morocco, Croatia, lowlights. But what would you call the video title, Matt, to try and pop some views? God. On the basis you don't want to slag the content off for being boring or whatever. Maybe we'll do that. In fact, someone's given me a angry face, Shahankar Shil on Facebook. Hopefully it's the game he doesn't like rather than me. Here is a bit of space for Dejan Lovren. Plays it down the line. Jurinovic gives it him back. He then gives it back to the right back, who then gives it back to Lovren. We are going the precise sum total of nowhere. Here is Modric. Come on, guys. Speed it up. What team tries to dribble around Modric of their own box? They are competent on that ball. Coleman, are you being paid by the Moroccan embassy or something to say nice things about them? Of course they're competent on the ball. We all agree with that. The only thing I disagreed with was that they were, what word did you use? I don't want to misquote you. You didn't say dominating. What word did you use? I can't remember. By far the better, much the better team, or in control. There you go. That was the only thing I disagreed with. I'm sure these international footballers are all very comfortable on the ball. Highlights. Morocco dominate Thriller with 38% possession. That's true. That's tremendous. Risk v reward. Come on. Croatia won't be scoring many top teams. No, I don't think so. Clickbait title. ITV lowlights. Morocco v Croatia. Gone wrong. Live. I mean, I'm enjoying myself, but I'm enjoying myself chatting to you guys in the chat, to be honest, rather than being blown away by this magnificent football spectacle that is Morocco 0, Croatia 0. Out goes Kramaric. In goes Livaja, number 14. I'm going to do that straight away on the ticker because I'll forget his name. I'll forget his number. I'll forget how to spell it. No one corrected me there. I put a Moroccan substitute there on the Croatian ledger. Idiot. Now you see I have forgotten the name and the number. Livaji, if I spelled that right. Modric whips the free kick in. Lovely delivery. Oh, good defending there. Really good clearance there by the striker, actually. En Nasiri, real high own goal risk with that one. What a bit of defending that is. Wow. Yes, the moment of the game is a clearance. Look at that. Brilliant bit of defending by the Morocco centre forward there. What a highlight. Moroccan centre forward clears free kick over his bar. Great delivery by Modric, by the way, who's going to take this corner right-footed. Look out for any shirt pulling or grappling. That will be punished, as we've seen in the England game and the Argentina game. The corner's recycled, dripped into the back post. Oh, good defending again by the Moroccans. A gird on the back post there, strong. Heads that one out. Very good defending again. Lovren was challenging for the head. In fact, there's 4 of them all arrived together. A gird is the winner. Another corner to the Croats, who are piling on the pressure here. Oh, absolutely tremendous from the ref. Runs up to the keeper, pauses and goes in the most dramatic way possible. There will be no holding. Modric puts the corner in. There is no holding. The keeper catches the ball. Unbelievable scenes here. A striker with an acrobatic clearance. A dramatic referee. But here come Morocco on the break. Oh, dear. It was Esla Zuli all the way down the pitch. And he kind of fell over when he got into the box. Never mind. Why does it seem like both teams would be happy to take a point? Maybe the makeup of the group. Maybe they believe they can both beat the Canadians and then just see what happens against the Belgians. Pass. I'm stoned, but I watched it. Why are you stoned this early, Coleman? Is this a wake and bake situations? James, France, Argentina, or Brazil v France final? Woof. Fully respect the commitment to the cause. Important not to lose first game. Yeah, fair points. Hartson cursed it as soon as he said he expected goals. Let's blame Hartson. It's not his fault, but there you go. Animated. It was beautiful, wasn't it? Nice to see we've progressed and Croatia have gone backwards. Could this be our turn to win it? Be nice, wouldn't it? Sosa. Down the left wing. Inside it goes to Brozovic. Back to Sosa. Down the line to Kovacic. Tackled by Agerd, who just did that brilliant clearance. And he wins a throw-in as well. Is it too early for a beer? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I've loved how animated these refs are. Keeps us on our toes. Amused me how dramatic that was. No more watch-alongs for me today. I'm working early afternoon and then parenting and then Blue Monday at 8 p.m. tonight. I'll be doing the stream, the Q&A. Enjoying your commentary more than the match live on TV. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. You're allowed to be stoned if it's 10:30 at night. We'll give you that one. An hour in front here, just finishing the first beer. Woof. Loving the commentary, getting ecstatic over the way the ref says no grappling. It was brilliant though, wasn't it? He literally said no words, walked up to the keeper and defender, stood there. I think it was the pause beforehand. I think it was like that. It's brilliant. What nationality is this ref? I think he's Argentinian. He's my new favourite ref. For the completely over-the-top gesticulation. Outstanding work. I normally try and do a little YouTube short after these watch-alongs with the best bits. So we just try and find that. Anyone give me a timestamp? About 1 hour 40 in. Have I really been spent 1 hour 40 minutes watching this? Christ. What are you going to do, hey? What are you going to do? Brozovic round the corner. Modric snaps in and wins that. Modric into the 10 position now. He's on the left foot. Sticks that one to his left to Perisic. And the cross is charged Dune. Well, there you go. If this doesn't cheer you up, I don't know what will. There you go. There is Enid, who apparently when she grows up is going to be a cleaner because she loves to clean. And apparently there's a pink toy Hoover at the wherever the childminder has taken her today. That beats the game, doesn't it? Enid is cleaning, everybody. 76-34. When do you think England will next host a World Cup? How long are they sorted out for on the World Cups? Do we know where 2028 is going to be? Or is there going to be a bid for that? You'd think it would be in the next 20 years or so, wouldn't it? 15, 20 years. It gives me confidence how good England are watching these average teams. Hopefully. Referees are adding so much time at the end of World Cup matches. Good or bad? Good, James, if they're clamping down on time wasting, but bad if they're going to add on exorbitantly, overcorrecting too many minutes. I'm sure there was a good tackle in the first half. Yeah, not a lot happened. Some nice R's for Enid. Bless her, little cutie. Can she clean up FIFA? Well, she's at it. Yeah, well played. Good luck with that, my darling. Yellow card, first of the game, in fact, to Amrabat, who goes in the book for a foul on Modric. Takes him out. Referee's done well to last this far, particularly with Modric himself, actually, without bringing the yellow card out. Amrabat goes in the book. We can put something on the ticker, you lot. Woof. Is there going to be a late goal in it? Of course, there's not going to be a late goal in this game. But we can live in hope, can't we? 28 is USA, sorry, 2026, I should have said. USA, Mexico, and Canada. Are we going to get Spain and Ukraine? Interesting. Are they not far apart, Spain and Ukraine? That doesn't feel right. Trying to remember when we did in lockdown when Sky had an obsession. Oh, it was West Brom Newcastle. It was a horrendous match. This has not been anywhere near that bad. Yeah, that really sucked. And Derby versus Barnsley in the Championship behind closed doors. That was atrocious. That wasn't only one of the worst football matches ever. Has to go down as one of the worst bits of TV ever. Handball given there. It's going to be another chance for Croatia, who just made another substitute, by the way. Lovro Major. Again, I'm not going to pronounce in a Croatian dialect. Good luck with that. Right, John Mayer, the guitarist, Major. Leave Derby out of your mouth. Did you watch that game, Andy? It's quite a good tactical performance by Rooney because Barnsley were beating everyone at that point and he just decided to boot the ball back down the ground. Worked because they got a 0-0, but it was not entertaining. Modric sticks the free kick in right-footed. Header won by Gvardiol on the back post. Yeah, it did look like a foul, didn't it? Referee gives it. West Brom v Burnley for 15 quid, and I think the official viewer count was 74. I think, yeah, there was one of those games I did on a watch song where I did pay, was it 15 quid? I remember paying for one of them. Was it Fulham? I can't remember. Who was it? Fulham. Headed wide by Batman. I tell you, this is how you split the trap. Favourite Batman? I have to say, given my age, is Jack Nicholson, but I know Heath Ledger was amazing, wasn't he? For that, sorry. Favourite Joker. You can do your favourite Batman as well. There you go. Who's your favourite Batman? Again, I have a bias towards Michael Keaton, but I know Many people don't agree with that. We're getting a double substitution here from the Moroccans. I suppose there's an argument that Adam West is the greatest Batman from Batman 66, the TV series, but yeah, there you go. Look, Adam West didn't go straight in there. Right. Hamdallah has come on up top, we think, number 9, and Sabiri of Sampdoria. So hopefully an attacking change. There you go. Everyone's on Adam West as the greatest Batman. Favorite Joker is the one from Telltale Games. So in the lead here is Adam West versus Jack Nicholson. Steve Bruce. Oh dear. So childish, but so funny. Ben Affleck. Oh, you know the game's bad when we're humming the Batman theme tune. Actually, I should tell you one of my favourite ever moments from gigging as a live musician. Oh, I'll tell you it in a minute. If we get a lull in the game, probably make me laugh way more than you lot. Charged down right in the corner by Ezal Zuli. And back home it goes. Let me go home. I've had enough of this World Cup game, and I want to go home. Michael Bublé, everybody, live on the channel. Sorry, let me just stick the. I'm starting to go do Lally now, in the absence of any meaningful action in this game. I'll do my. If this ends 0-0, I'll do my Brian Clough. Whoa, that's crap impression. Best Catwoman. Yeah, Pfeiffer. 100%. Forget Batman. Let's get back to this exciting match. I sense the sarcasm. Come on, people. Yeah, that's it, Jay. 10 minutes to go. Remember, they will stick. Yeah, that's a fair point, Mike. A lull in the game. Good point. The Moroccans just picking it around the back. In all seriousness, is that allowed anymore? Seriousness in this chat. Surprised by Croatia. Credit to Morocco. And the Moroccans have won a throw-in high up here. Hakimi throws it in, and the cross is easily gathered by Livakovic. Down the left is El Zalzuli. Oh, he's trying to beat 2 men there. Is there a foul? No. Tried to go in between the two. Perisic just levered him off the ball. Our fantastic Argentine referee says no foul. Amrabat. Says. It's back with Saez and across to Agerd. 85-43 on the clock. Modric. Oh, chance for the Croats. Oh, dearie me. They were clean through there. If the ball had been right, Livaja was in, And forgive me, I didn't see who put the through ball through. Just completely overhit it. It was a clear run on goal. No, in this game, he probably would have fallen over or something, but could have been a big chance. I now have so much respect for these teams like France that give us entertainment. Yeah. A lot of quality, but yeah, certainly better to watch. Man of the match. Yeah, we are giving it to the ref, definitely. ITV aren't showing me the replay of that opportunity there for Livaja. 100% the ref is the man of the match, yeah. I'm down with that. Or we just automatically give it to whoever scores if someone does indeed score. Oh, what are you doing? Ezal Zuli tries to progress on the left wing and forgets to take the ball with him. Dear oh me. 3 out of the last 5 games, 0-0. Do I not like that? In the words of the great Graham Taylor. Oh, they've really mugged off. I feel a bit sorry for him now. Ezal Zuli, they showed a replay of his attempt to take on the man. Clip your bit of singing for the short highlights. I'd love to. The problem is, Vindaloo, my singing was so accurate that I'll get done for copyright. Michael Bublé's publishers will pick it up. What's my opinion on the refs so far? Yeah, they've been fine, haven't they? The only things I haven't liked have pretty much all come from not the refs. I thought the VAR disallowed goal against Qatar was a bit fudgy, wasn't it? And I think they've overcorrected on the time wasted and just added on absurd amounts of time to make a point. And I'm okay with them clamping down on grappling from set plays, but Harry Maguire should have been given a penalty in that case. I don't get why that wasn't given. But otherwise, yeah, I think the refs have been good. How do I get my hair looking so good? Comment of the day. Luke. I literally just wash it and let it dry naturally. Will I be able to do a short clip for this? Helen, the effort of hitting download, because the file will be massive, loading it into the software, making the clip and putting it up. Nah, can't be bothered. Unless it's a clip of me that's funny, losing my mind because of a terrible game. Well, the Moroccan fans are going for it. Go on, girl. Fair play to him. Perisic out. Orsic in for the Croats. Another thing I can add to the ticker. Although, given the state of this game and how cagey it's been, the chances of there being a late winner are so slim. It would have to be a set player or just a big error, you would imagine. I do not see the inspiration. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. Wanna have you near me. Wanna have you scoring, please, anyone? No one needs you more than I. We are into stoppage time. There will be 6 minutes, okay? It's not 8 or 10. I think they're getting the message that they were overcorrecting on the stoppage time and being a bit ridiculous. There will now be a minimum of 45 minutes additional time. Fortunately, there's only 6. The referee is man of the match here. I'll put the graphic up. Man of the match. There we go. I'm not even going to allow you to vote. It's the referee. If there's more than 5 added minutes, I'm good. Well, there's 6. Wanna have you near me? I wanna have you near me, saying. Yeah, it's a bit Middle of the road. Michael Bublé in Chicago. Yeah, nice. Very Alan Partridge selection, isn't it? To be fair, I'd listen to Alan Partridge's radio show. Pray silence for the Electric Light Orchestra. Alistair says he's watched 270 minutes. This is my first 0-0 of the tournament. And that is me trying to tempt fate into me being wrong and there being a stoppage time goal, which there's clearly not going to be, is there? There's one in the channel. Lovren's got to play that. Sticks it out for a throw. Got a little bit of pressure put on there by Hamdallah. Minus minutes added on. I'm there for that. Need to be singing the final. It's the final countdown. I wouldn't be here now if Partridge had a morning show. Last minute goal. Come on. It's never going to happen, is it? Never going to get it. Never going to get it. Morocco trying to hem Croatia back for these last minutes of stoppage time. We played 92-25. They got themselves a throw in. Yes, that is cause for excitement in this game. Ziyech. Can he produce in stoppage time? No. And then he commits a foul on Luka Modric. As we close in on 3 minutes left of minimum stoppage time, it is Morocco 0, Croatia 0. It's not been very entertaining. We have 0.35 XG for Morocco, 0.66. So they're just over 1, aren't they? 1.01 XG between the two teams. Just nothing in the game, is there? Come on. Can we get a dramatic stoppage time winner? Don't answer that question. I'm trying to hype this up now. The Poland game was worse. Didn't you get the joy of a missed penalty in the Poland game, though? Not that that's a joyous occasion. Here is Gvardiol. Sosa. Little layoff. Oh, they're in the box here. And then, of course, the final ball is given away. And you give yourself away. Stick that one on the playlist. With or without goals. Lovren. Gvardiol. Oh, slid into the box here, looking for Major. Can't quite get on the end of it. Morocco trying to launch a counter. Oh, little slip there. Good tackle to win it back. Here comes Ezal Zuli. Oh, my goodness. He's done it again. He's tried a little trick and left the ball behind. A frustrating winner. Winger, even. When will we see you again? You're just tempting me to sing songs, aren't you? Tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Today's very busy for me, so just the one match. I'm sure we'll get a string of 3-3 draws now. I've seen the 0-0. Africa, the only continent to not have a team who scored. I guess so. Have the Asian teams started yet? Japan play today, don't they? Of the teams represented who have kicked off, I think that's right. Right, 95-45. Modric throws in the free kick. 10 seconds left of minimum stoppage time. One more last chance to stick the throw in into the box here. The 6 minutes minimum are played. And the referee brings to a close a not very entertaining 0-0 draw. Get your comments in. Let's bring the group up and see how that works in Group F. Because next up, what haven't we done Group E yet? Group F is kicked off before Group E. There you go. So next up, Belgium versus Canada, which is tonight at 7 p.m. Belgians will be favourite for that one. Pretty dull 0-0 draw here. I'll do you the numbers, but I think you know how it all played out. 65-35 to Croatia on the possession, 0.66 and 0.35 on the XG. So neither side really creating a great deal at all. Where's the stats thing I can click on? No, I think you need to be in the app to do it that way, don't you? All stats. There we go. And yeah, there's the shot numbers. No shots on target for Morocco. Only, 2 apiece on target for both sides. I think we can put that game into the annals of history. And it's over. Get in, it's over. Fascinating game, though. Tactically, yeah, I guess so. In terms of not giving anything away, but yeah, very cagey, wasn't it? Thank you, guys. Let's pretend we've seen a goal. Thanks for the entertainment. Yeah, the game struggled, didn't it? That was hard work for me too. James, loved your cut. Thank you very much. Wasn't great, was it? Big shout out to any night workers who stayed up for this. It's still here. Still better than Chesterfield versus Watford. Thanks for keeping us entertained. Yeah, well done, the chat. I'm not taking the credit for this one. Thanks, Ben. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Absolutely. Imagine a prostate examination be well. At least you'd be on edge for a prostate examination, wasn't it? Oh, dearie me! 2 hours of our lives lost. My condolences on today. Yeah, it sucked, wasn't it? So, in the words of Brian Clough, "Oh, that's crap! Oh, it's rubbish! You are a bloody disgrace." There you go. Look up that clip. The great Brian Clough, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Not great. Morocco 0, Croatia 0. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a look on Twitter and on YouTube posts and all of that gumph. But yeah, go and get yourself a coffee, wake yourself up and go about the rest of the day.